Hello, sir.
Cab company. How can I help you?
I just wanted to know if you could pick me up so I can head over to the memorial event that's happening in the university.
All right. Yeah. What's your location right now?
I am just at the clothing store next to MRPD.
All right. You got it. You got it, man. I'll be there in a couple of minutes.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, man. Hey, how are you, man?
Not too bad. How about yourself, sir?
Good, can't complain. You know, just working around. Sorry for the delay. I was all the way up north.
Oh, I'm sorry to call you all the way.
No problem. No problem. That's why I took my van, because there are some streets over there these small cabs couldn't handle. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yeah. Are you familiar with the memorial event?
No, actually, no. Okay. No, to be honest.
It's I think it's located at the university, if you know where that is.
I see some people on the left there.
Okay.
Or yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
What's your payroll number?
It's 237. I appreciate that, John.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You have a great night.
Yep.
Wanted to know where the event was. How's it going, sir? I don't believe we've
part
met.
of the security.
Probably part of the PD motorcade.
Sorry.
John
Hey,
Wolf.
sir. Hi.
What was that?
John Wolf.
Have we met before?
Nice to meet you, Wolf.
You are, sir?
Oh, hi.
Lauren Anders.
What's with the mask?
Victorino.
Okay.
Retired Captain James Wilson.
I mean, if we're doing ranks, retired Lieutenant 13 Charlie 1.
Retired captain as well.
Okay.
Retired lieutenant.
2 captains and 2 lieutenants. Fuck, quick, someone had the grunts. They're about to have a very bad day.
All right, I'm gonna go back to writing the speech, and let's fucking hope I can read it out without sounding like a fucking blubbering idiot. So.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me, if you would like to just step over to the corner where the lady in the blue dress is down below, she'll start proceedings off very shortly.
I feel more safer with the ball.
And then
Welcome everyone to the 20th anniversary of 9/11. My name is Jinx
Hey, Fez.
Wildfire, and I want to welcome each and every one of you and thank you for coming today to share this time.
you're good, Fez. You're
Well, I'd
good.
like to start that if there anyone here that would like to say something or give us a story, anything you'd like to say, if you'll come up here to the top of the stairs and shout out to the crowd.
I'll go after you.
Yeah. Let me come up there. So.
You can come up here if you want.
Everyone, retired Lieutenant Victorino, currently a senior attending at Mount Zona. American Airlines, Flight 11, 8:46 a.m. United Airlines, Flight 175, 4:03 a.m. American Airlines, Flight 77, 9:37 a.m. United Airlines, Flight 93, 10:03 a.m. Numbers that are carved into the stones of history, not just for Americans, but for the world. Events that impacted every nation, no matter how large or small. Where were you that day? That's something that's brought up today every year. This is the 20th year. And I ask you not where you were, but where are you now? Were you in a even alive when the events took place. Indeed, you are
Yes.
alive now. But are you truly living? Do you wake up with a smile on your face, knowing it's another day to accomplish anything? Do you spend your day showing the people around you that you care about them, that the people you love are cherished? Did you finish your education? Did you become what others had the dream to be? Did you chase your dream? If not, why? What are the reasons? What reason do you have that you can compare to those who lost their lives that day? To those who passed to illnesses and cancers caused that day? Chase your dreams, your hopes. Chase the love of your life. You have nothing more to lose than what they lost. Do you wake up and argue over if someone believes in blue, red, or green, left or right? Do you appeal to those angers? As I recall that day, that week, 20 years ago, we were all Americans, all with a single direction, the direction of helping others. Not just our immediate family, but the stranger who for that day, hundreds of miles away, we treated as our own neighbor. In the famous lyrics of Alan Jackson, faith, hope, and love are some good things he gave us. And the greatest is love. So bow your head down, put down your anger, instead, love one another. Thank you.
Los Santos, fellow Americans, I am Lauren Anders, a retired Navy lieutenant. I stand before you a free man, and I vow to you that just like you, my life, along with many of your own, was shattered 20 long years ago. I watched as friends, family, and loved ones lost their lives in a senseless and pointless act of terrorism. For many of us, nothing was left of our former lives. One thing, though, that I knew could not be taken was the hope for a better future for our children, the American dream. I, for one, still believe in that dream. Today's tragic events 20 years ago led many people here to also take that hope, to fight for it, to cherish it, to hope for it. We have now read about this event in our textbooks, we have seen it on TV, we have talked about it for 20 long years, and today is a day of remembrance. 2,996 people lost their lives. And I know I have given not only my life, but everyone here has had someone who has given theirs. I ask you now as the city of Los Santos to remember today, to remember the people who have fallen, the courage, the bravery shown by all of our first responders, so many of whom also gave their lives. Please, Los Santos, if I may ask, let us bow our heads in silence.
Me? Okay. My name is William Benning, but I'm not going to speak to you as William Benning. I'm going to speak to you as an American who had to cut through a lot of red tape to fight in the war on terrorism. I remember that day very well. I was working at a commuter parking lot, mowing some grass, when buses started coming back and they were telling us stories how the bridges and the tunnels were being closed because of a plane hitting the first tower at the World Trade Center. Then we heard word that a second tower was struck by another plane. Then several days later, I learned my best friend, who I graduated with, class of 1987, Stephen Russin, was killed in that attack. I also learned that day that my mom, who worked for Cantor Fitzgerald, died in that attack. I also learned that another friend of mine, Paul Keating, a member of the FDNY, also died in that attack. He ran into Tower 1 with a bunch of other firefighters, and 343 of them never returned home. I remember the day in October 2001 when I deployed into a country I didn't really know about. People said that we were going to be cut down like the Russians did, and the British, and countless other empires. And I knew when I was given the opportunity to command 42 men into combat with the 10th Mountain Division, I knew I would do my best and also remember the people that died on that day. I will never forget them until the day I die. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would do something like that. Really, I'm really not good with crowds, so I apologize if this is short and simple.
Are you standing in front of everyone? That's
So it has
impressive.
been confirmed that 2,977 people were identified in the 9/11 attacks. There's a lot of negative, well, not a lot of negative, but a lot of sadness going around. So I want to put some light on this. Due to these attacks, a lot of research has been formed by the people that were, or their jobs were mainly to identify these 9/11 victims. And from all the research they have gathered, they actually found a new way to identify people, which resulted in 200 plus more people being identified a few years later. To this day, 20 years later actually, 2 more people were identified in the 9/11 attacks. I also want to bring up that I watched this show, or this really good movie, and in The Buried Rebel, 2 cops were found who were buried for 9 hours. Third one found was I forget his name, and nor will I look it up. But I also want to honor those 2 cops, because being buried and in pain like that for 9 hours really takes some energy and effort. But although, you know, a lot of people died that day, at least something good came out of it, and that was the technology that we found out. That's all I got.
Good for you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? And I will thank those who have come forward to share your stories. Now, at this time, I would like each of the first responders, to come up to the stairs and stand in front of the crowd. State your name and rank, and the military as well. BCSO, LSPD, EMS, please come forward and stand
Come
before
on,
us.
guys, don't be shy.
Maybe get in a line and then say your name down the line.
Get our boys lined up.
Captain, get over here.
Yes, don't be shy. Start with whoever.
Okay then. Well, I'm Chris. I work for the EMS. I'm a supervisor. And yeah, that's about it.
I'm Kai Dakota, paramedic and probationary firefighter.
I'm Barry Hill, lieutenant with the Blake County Sheriff's Office.
I'm Detective Blake Taylor. I'm working from the MCD and LSPD.
My name is Bill Stanford, former Army Specialist, United States Army 15, Quebec. I'm currently a paramedic with the San Andreas Medical Services.
I'm James Stone. I am a lieutenant with the EMS and the fire department.
Finn Davey, emergency medical technician for the San Andreas Medical Services.
Ella De Palma, paramedic.
Kenzie McClaster, supervisor of EMS, certification lead of the fire department.
Dr. James Wilson, retired Navy captain.
Dr. Lauren Anders, retired Navy lieutenant.
Dr. Victorino, retired Marine lieutenant.
John Wolf, retired captain.
Is there anyone that has not spoken out their name? So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to show your gratitude to these men and women who have given their lives, their service, to take care of us, keep us protected, keep us alive. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you again for your service. Now, I would like to read a prayer. Once the prayer is ended, Jake Queen will be playing taps, and that is when our moment of silence will begin. We remember, God of history and remembrance. We remember. We remember when the towers fell and the lives were lost. We remember the dust and the smoke, the despair and the grief. We remember that sense of vulnerability and shock. We remember the numbness that overwhelmed us as we watched our screens for hours and hours, waiting for an explanation and an understanding that never came. We remember. We remember, God of hope and presence. We remember. We remember the heroes, those who rushed to help, who guided the wounded down innumerable flights of stairs, who rose to overwhelm those who held death in their hands. We remember the hours and the days of binding wounds and healing hurts, giving comfort, drying tears. We remember words of support and compassion from nations far and wide. We remember. We remember in part because we see the ripples of that tragic day continue to impact our world 20 years later. We grieve with allies today as our allies grieved with us 20 years ago. And together, we wonder if there will ever be an end to the violence, to war, to hatred, to death. We remember and we grieve our world's inability to learn the things that lead to peace. On this day of solemn remembrance, may we honor the lives that were lost in this tragic act. May we give thanks for those who served and saved, rendered aid and assistance. May we give comfort to those who live with loss. May we seek justice and peace where it is within our ability, and rely on you when the ability escapes us. On this day of solemn remembrance, may we build what has been torn down. May we mend what has been broken. May we live our love when hate seems to reign. May we bear witness to the cause of peace. Amen. From my heart to yours, I thank you all for coming and sharing this moment. I hope that you leave educated, enlightened, with peace in your hearts. And remember to love each other. I know it can be difficult, but we can be united in things like this. We can all come together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Alright,
I appreciate
we got a
you
call,
helping me.
Davey. Let's go.
Yeah, I kind of surprised you with that, but there was a reason why.